We now live in a world where Hollywood appears to be out of ideas, and every beloved film is getting remade or a sequel or prequel. So I would forgive you if you were feeling cynical about Twisters, as I know I was. But good news, Twisters is actually very good. Helmed by a director who respects the original film, and I would highly recommend this to everyone. Spoiler warning for new movie Twisters. Twisters is a sequel, in name only, to the 1996 classic Twister, starring Glen Powell playing social media star and tornado chaser Tyler, and Daisy Edgar Jones playing former storm chaser and researcher Kate, respectively. Storm season is upon us in Oklahoma, and Kate is lured back to the world of storm chasing after 5 years away, to help an old friend and his team to continue the scientific study of tornadoes. However, storm chasing isn't like the good old days, with it being more popular than ever, which causes friction between Kate and her team of scientists, looking for a way to stop tornadoes, and clout chasers like Tyler, trying to cash in on them. As their paths collide and they clash with one another, Kate and Tyler soon realise they aren't so different after all, and work together to try and figure out how to stop the threat of tornadoes once and for all. For those of you wondering, none of the original characters make an appearance in this film, and there isn't any mention of them either. However, there are some nods to the classic, such as having weather instruments called Dorothy, like in the original, and characters dressed in similar fashion. In my opinion, this is a refreshing change, and goes against the current Hollywood trend of shoehorning in legacy characters in almost every bloody sequel, with very mixed results. I'm looking at you, Ghostbusters, Jurassic World, Star Wars, just to name a few, but honestly I could go on and on. Starting things off with the positives, Twisters is excellently shot on location in Oklahoma using Kodak 35mm film, and the results speak for themselves. Cinematographer Dan Mindell and director Lee Isaac Chun deserve a lot of credit for the decision to shoot on location in Oklahoma, just like the original film did, and it helps to elevate the authenticity of this film. Talking of authentic, the special effects team and sound department did a fantastic job with bringing the tornadoes to life throughout the movie. Some of the tornadoes look genuinely real, and the quality on display keeps you immersed throughout the 2-hour runtime. The way they create and film the destruction sequences throughout felt so real to the point it was actually making me emotional towards the small folk losing their homes and livelihoods. The overall production design, from sets to props and hair and makeup, is of the highest quality, and you really feel like you're in Oklahoma, chasing those storms yourself. The overall pacing of the film is great, with an obvious structure to it, moving the story along without it ever feeling like a drag. For the country music lovers out there, Twisters has got you covered. And even if you're not a fan of country music, this film will probably change that. Relative newcomer, Daisy Edgar Jones playing former storm chaser and researcher Kate, does a fine job as one of the film's co-stars, alongside Glen Powell. The supporting cast are great as well, but the star of the show, as always, is Glenny Boy, playing YouTube sensation Tyler. I swear to God, this man is in everything right now, and for good reason. Not only does he have the look, he's also a competent actor, and deserving of his flowers. It feels a bit like when Chris Pratt shot to stardom around 2015, but just on a slightly lesser level. For those of you that aren't Glen Powell stans, since 2022, he has starred in Top Gun Maverick, Devotion, Hitman, Anyone But You, and now Twisters. The very obvious romantic plot between Kate and Tyler is even tastefully done, without the romance hijacking the storyline. In fact, there isn't even a kiss in this film. That's how reserved they are with it. For the film nerds out there, they will already know that one was indeed filmed, but none other than executive producer Steven Spielberg felt it was best to cut the kiss from the final edit. The overall writing and story is good enough for the genre, and the science they use to explain how to dispel and stop a tornado is believable to an average Joe like me. And this is a good transition point to the negatives. Yes, the story and writing is good enough for the genre, but it is very cliche, with no real surprises thrown in the mixer. You will probably correctly guess the whole plot of this film very early on, and the film plays it safe throughout. The majority of the story beats are wrapped up, but there are a few glaring omissions that aren't. For example, the scientific company Javier was working with, they decide not to help the townsfolk at the end, and to collect data on the final twister of the film. They are never seen again, and yeah, they probably died, but the film doesn't mention anything about them, or the corrupt mayor that they're working with. Also, Kate just randomly takes leave from her swanky office job in New York City, without a moment's notice, to go to Oklahoma for a week, and then decides to not go back to New York, and leave her old life behind in an instant. It just doesn't feel believable. But hey, I'm not an American, and maybe it is. Twisters has a serious plot armor issue, and I swear to God, if this was real, I wouldn't expect there to be any survivors, based off the twisters they encounter in this film. Kate alone probably should have died at least 3 times. I'm not even joking. Other than those points raised, everything else would go into the realm of nitpicking, and I would rather be a positive Pete, as the film as a whole is very good, and very well made. In summary, Twisters is a fantastic spiritual successor to the 1996 classic that honours and respects what made the original so great, and then cranks it up to 11. Yeah, the story is predictable and far-fetched in places, but honestly, who really cares? As the overall production quality is to such a high standard, you'll be too busy having a blast watching this blockbuster, especially on the big screen in the cinema. I would even go as far in saying that this is the easiest recommendation of the year so far. Now it's your turn to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you enjoy Twisters as much as I did, or do you think I'm being too generous here? Either way, let me know what you think. And if you're new here, then hey, my name is Jackson and welcome to the channel. I cover all things TV and film, and make both long form and short form content, such as reviews, reactions and film sleuthing for hidden references and details. My short term goal is to reach that elusive 1k sub club, but long term, I want to build an active community where we can discuss the latest and greatest in TV and film together, whether that's live or in the comments. If this sounds appealing to you, then hit that subscribe button and come and say hi. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.